My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train. We may be continuing with the same clan combo again. I'm not happy about it. Double Titan's Gratitude, Double Purifying Cleanse, a single burnout, not burnout, but Guardian Stone in the base deck. There's Talos the Architect that is going to be pushing us back, so we should have a little bit of a consideration for that if we can. But other than that, looks like we're pretty ready to go. The Guardian Stone and the Double Purifying Cleanse make me feel already pretty good about the idea of setting up an incant floor with a frontliner. So let's have a look at how that ends up stacking up. Steward unit cards gain +5/+5, damage shield 2, and multi-strike 1. They are now very good reform targets. So I'm more than happy to take that. This would be chill wins, certainly. Absolutely, certainly. Yeah, I was worried about that one. Enemy units appear at the start of battle on each floor. This is almost certainly going to cause me to take damage to the top floor, so what? I take 9 damage to that? But other than that, I should be comfy. Oh, interesting. I can let that die next turn. Right? No, I can't let it die next turn if I use a Frozen Lance on this floor in order to clear up the Clergyman. Okay. Save myself Silt's health on that top floor, as well as set up this... as well as set up the Shiny Steward with the ability to die on this floor. I want it to die so I have a ability to reform it as well. Yeah, this is really unfortunate. Okay, let's reform this one, pop it there, give it extra burnout. And then absolutely destroy the opponents. So yeah, pretty sure that Shiny Steward's gonna be better. 40 damage right there. Okay, so we take no damage, we do get the extra money, but we do not get the extra money from getting the Collector. Helical Crystallis, Flash Freeze, Ice Tornado. We often consider the Helical Crystallis to help modify our frontline damage. However, we have 2 Titan's Gratitudes that are already that. And then Flash Freeze we typically consider in order to modify our backline damage, and we'll be taking it for that reason here. Wicklash and Dripfall look both pretty good. The idea of using Purifying Cleanses as well as a Wicklash in order to keep a Shiny Steward just kind of like doing damage doesn't feel too bad. Dripfall overstacking them doesn't feel too bad either, though. Okay. Come on, and good Stygian. Whoa, okay, multi-strike. That's very promising. Little less excited about the frontliners here, though. So, effectively, the Shiny Stewards are our floor dealers, and then the Guardian Stone, Tethys Titanbane, and Guardian Unnamed become our boss killers. We may end up actually upgrading some of these Shiny Stewards now. Like, for instance, multi-strike on one of them is probably pretty good at this point. Take the +25 on you. And are we going to be duping the next area? Remnant Banner next to a Hellvent. No, we're going to be going to the Herzals Horde. So if we're going to the Herzals Horde... You know what? No, I'm still going to give the +30 damage. Because it's +10, 3 times multi-strike, +30 damage to the Shiny Steward here. I think that's going to help out a lot. Non-boss enemy units gain 4 additional damage. It's worth noting the High Priestess of the Light has Sweep, as well as the Conduit Infiltrators who have Haste. So we're going to probably want to set up on the top floor, but the Tethys Titanbane is going to need a huge amount of armor from the Guardian Stone before it's going to be able to stand up to the High Priestess of the Light, which means that we're probably going to be using the Shiny Stewards to actually take out the High Priest. Just something to keep in mind as we go in here, so we know how to play around it. I probably should have just cast those 2 Frozen Lances on the bottom floor there. I should have. I definitely should have. I was thinking, oh yeah, I'll do this for the incant, but It's because I have the plus 25 on the Guard of the Unnamed. It doesn't need that in order to live. It can go without. And in fact, ends up taking significantly less damage to playing it here on the top line as well. Absolutely love this. Could not be set up better. Great fight. Guardian's Amulet, second Flash Freeze, first Mollusk Mage. I'm not entirely against the idea of getting another Flash Freeze. It's really difficult to get backline damage in the Melting Remnant without having it be either sweep or having it be a Subsuming Blade, which is an uncommon. And the sweep is uncommon as well. That's the melting, everyone melts. The 2 damage for every friendly unit, deal 2 damage to enemy units on this floor. Yeah, I'll take another Flash Freeze, sure. Molten Encasement. Molten Encasement would give me something to reform a lot and put in front of 2 Shiny Stewards in order to keep them alive. Okay. And then none of these. Right? Icy Silify does provide sweep, which is something we're kind of missing, but we have a couple of multi-attacks, which is pseudo-sweep right now. Do I really want to take the Icy Silify and put that on the top floor behind the Guard of the Unnamed and in front of Tethys? No, I don't. I just don't. It does spell damage, which isn't actually necessarily even helpful for me here. 50% chance to remove all buff effects from enemies when they enter the train, or +1 magic power for the rest of the battle after playing a 3rd spell in a turn. We play a decent amount of spells, and we're probably going to want to increase that. Sure. I'm going to take the Bone Shine here, actually. I worry I'm not going to have a lot that I get to do with it, but if nothing else, it will be an X cost, so 0 cost spell. Absolutely nothing else. And considering my penchant for going draw, it's often useful for me. Cannot set up on that top floor yet. Here's a question. Do I sack a Guardian Stone? I think I do. Okay, do sack the Guardian Stone on that floor. Hey, now we got Molten Encasements. That's what we're really looking for. I can do that, then fine. Okay, cool. As long as I had the ability to cast that, then I can do the Bone Shine after. Nothing reform on that bottom floor this turn, apparently. Having difficulty casting 3 spells right now. We're really going to need to go and reduce the cost of a lot of the spells in this deck. What's the final card in there? It's a Molten Encasement. Okay, so we do want to put that on this floor. It's exactly the card that we want to have get pushed back by the Talos. The incants on the incant floor. This has got burnout too, so if I want to bring back the Molten Encasement for this floor next turn, which I do, I can't play the Guardian Stone on that floor. So I'll just play the excess units on the top. All right. And as it turns out, it wasn't actually necessary. More than happy for it to not be necessary. Deep Offering. Discard your hand, draw 5. Hellvent, but we're going to... So we're going to a Merchant of Magic in the next area with Stygian Banner as well. That's actually really exciting. And then over here we have a Hellvent, so we have the possibility of taking the Deep Offering, double cost reducing it, and then just duping it. So that we have the ability to use it for hard draw. That would make me feel a little bit better about going energy, I think. Oh. Well. God, maybe it's capacity then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So basically what I want is the Titan Sentry to stand in front of the Shiny Stewards. So that floor becomes all of the sweep that I need. Now I don't have big dude... Well, actually the Shiny Stewards are kind of big dude kill. And we're looking for spells for big dude kill later. I'm going to take the Titan Sentry here, I have to. Now is it actually capacity? So the capacity would be so that I can play Guard of the Unnamed, Shiny Steward on the same floor. I also have a Dripfall, so I can just go Guard of the Unnamed, Shiny Steward on the same floor, and then Dripfall a Shiny Steward down in a later turn. It's time for us to go through the ritual we go through every episode, twice every episode, typically the episode at least, where I wring my hands for a huge period of time and then eventually pick draw. It's ritualistic at this point. Consume remove? No. No good double stack targets in this deck either. Unfortunately, most of the things in this deck just want cost removal. Nameless Siren is additional big dude. How many spells do I even cast on that floor, though? So in that case, I wouldn't be using the Guardian Stone anymore. It would be Guard of the Unnamed, Tethys, and the Nameless Siren on the same floor. If we went Conduit, we would then have the ability to cast every single damage spell on that floor for free. Alright, that's the last pickup we make. There's Conduit. Now the draw is definitely justified. Enemies enter with Spell Shield too. We don't really deal damage to the enemies with our spells. Not so much. So I'm more than happy to take this. Okay. So it's Guard of the Unnamed on the bottom. Then... Sorry, Titan Sentry on the bottom. Guard of the Unnamed on the second floor with the Tethys Titan Bane behind, and then we get the... yeah, it has to be that. Purify and Cleanse you? I don't think so. It would have been a magic power is the reason we would have done that. And that's not the Shiny Steward I want. Oh, we're not even going to be able to kill you in time. This is still not the Shiny Steward that I want. It's okay, though. We're setting up against the next floor's worth of damage. Ruined Mold gets us back the Sentry. And then just cast a couple more spells on this floor if we can. Yeah, not loving that top floor either, though. We're resilient against a lot of things, but we are just having a lot of difficulty with a couple large units. So let's try and find, I guess, multi-strike for the... Ooh, Ice Storm's pretty good here. Upgrades all of its damage with the Forgotten Name. Engulfed in Smoke is also pretty good for that floor. Saves us a lot of HP on the Guardian Unnamed. Yeah, we need to look for things like extra health and multi-strike on the Nameless Siren. We may just increase the Nameless Siren stats. Endless on the Titan Sentry, damage for the other Shiny Stewards. Obviously card removal for everything else in the deck. Okay. So yes, I could give Endless to a Molten Encasement and then start cycling that forever. However, that's not going to be ultimately our defensive strategy against Seraph the Chase, because Seraph is going to remove a bunch of our stealth. So really, the Molten Encasement... it's not a huge part of this deck, certainly. The Engulfed in Smoke, that is mostly prevent 2 turns worth of damage to your armor. That's what that says to us. It's not really about our game plan in the Seraph the Chase fight. Unfortunately, I don't think it can be. Okay. 2 good hits right there. We could easily just put a +5/+10 on one of these. No, but they stand behind a tanky unit. They shouldn't take that. Quick. Quick's pretty good on a Nameless Siren. And I'll give Strength to one of the Shiny Stewards. Okay. We can't heal any of our units directly anyway, so we might as well take the +10 and Heartless to everyone. And then as for the cut, I am actually looking at these 2 Shiny Stewards right now. They're really awkward to play, and I'm not going to be able to get enough upgrades to hit all of the Shiny Stewards, and I can't obviously have the space to hit all of them anyhow. Okay, with the Crystal Cloak, we need a... effectively, we just need to make sure that before the Crystal Cloak comes into the map, the Titan Sentry dies. It has to die. Otherwise, we do. Interesting. Got 4 energy worth of stuff to play. Which of them go down? It's probably not the Guardian Stone, right? And if it's not the Guardian Stone, we set up on the top floor with you, and then we set up the Titan Sentry. Well, I mean, we probably set it up on this floor if we really want to be able to dunk that line as well. No, we want more triggers of the Frostbite on the overcharged tanks and such. Also, putting it on the bottom floor still gives us room to drip fall another Train Steward into it. Speaking of drip falling, perhaps we even put the Train Steward there and then drip fall the non-collector, right? Actually, no, drip falling the collector is really good right now. It dies if we do that, which is basically as good as it gets. Then I'm not going to play the Molten because I don't want to have to reform it at any point. There's only 3 waves remaining, and the Titan Sentry is only taking 15 damage this line, so we're not going to be trying to prevent any of that damage. We want it. we actively invite it. If anything, I really wish I could kill just that sycophant there somehow. Alright. Whew. Fine. Just gonna take as much restoration there as I can get. Wow. We actually hang on. That's exactly enough to kill the Titan Sentry. So it's got Endless, so it'll come back next turn as well. Perfect. God. That could have been really bad. I'm gonna do that. I'm also gonna Engulfed in Smoke. This is just so that I can run down the stealth timer of the Crystal Cloak. And it's completely out of stealth timer. This is perfect. Pop you up on the next floor. Do it all again. Okay. No. Is it too late for a Subsuming Blade? Sometimes we need the ability to kill our own units. How often? Not often. Often enough. God, I really want to go for the Unstable Vortex over there. That would be the Molten Encasement cut. And then it's probably Purifying Cleanses that we get started on. We're probably just like... I think at this point we are removing pretty much all of the Melting Remnant from this deck. We don't really care about being Melting Remnant. That's not us. God, but Merchant of Magic making things cost less. Actually, hang on. Okay, so what can I do in the Merchant of Magic? Holdover wants to go on Subsuming Blade, and it wants to go on the Engulfed in Smoke. Cost Reduction wants to go on Dripfall. Damage wants to go on the Ice Storm. Cost Reduction goes on every Primitive Mold. Well, no Primitive Molds. No, we're going to be cutting those from the deck. Plus 10 goes. So I'm competing for Holdover, plus 10, and Cost Reduction, which is always there. That seems like a very, very risky proposition for me. But also, if they're powerful... No, it's not necessary. We go over here. I don't know why I was trying to convince myself of that. Spells gain an extra upgrade slot. Okay, that's interesting. So we've got a Deep Offering here that has already got Consume on it. We could add a Consume removal to this, and then it would only cost +1 for us to draw a whole new hand at any point. And then especially with the amount of zero costs that we have in the deck, that would be really good. We would probably, like... They're zero costs when they're played on the Conduit floor, that is. But if we did that, we would probably then dupe the Deep Offering pretty happily as well. Weird Indulgence is significantly less damage. For us to take. I like it. I like both. And then in terms of the cut, we will get the Molten... And then a Purifying Cleanse. Purifying Cleanse is because it's really hard for me to play them at this point. I never have a target I want to actually give burnout to. Shattering and Binding. Okay, very happy at Shattering and Binding when I'm an incant build. But even if I wasn't, or rather, even if it did have that, I still would have done it. Yeah, here's the problem. So we have the Absolver on the bottom floor that is not going to be able to deal damage to my Titan Sentry, and as a result, it won't die. As long as we just get a single Titan Steward down there soon, we'll be fine, though. So it's, you know, the problem with giant scare quotes, you know? Oops. That one's my bad. I shouldn't have done that. Give me the Frostbite. Then I'm going to kill you. Nothing I have to worry about those casts on the top floor, so... Just throw all the damage out and I guess Bone Shine? We've gotten a decent amount of health back out of Bone Shine so far. Like 15 or some such. I have to put it there so then I can descend it later. On Drip Ball. Hey, go Drip Ball. If I kill that Quill Marksman, then the Absolver doesn't die, right? Yep. Still gonna go for the Marksman, though. These lines are where the big problem is. Couple big dudes. Totally fine losing this bottom floor without killing the enemy because this is not actually my boss killing floor, but it still did really well. So, Anya. But then we come to the actual boss killing floor. Goodbye, Archers. Do I really disregard here? I'm cutting so many cards from my deck right now that I think Disregard ends up killing me. I think I end up doing the same thing I did previously where I burnt out my whole deck and then lost. I'm taking capacity here to make us resilient so that I can still set up on the top floor even if the size is decreased there, and I can, if the bottom floor is not size decreased, use Titan Sentry and both Shiny Stewards on there. 2 more removal is really appealing. So I'm looking for Multi-Strike, extra health on the God of the Unnamed so I can give you this. But if I do, then I'm down 25, and then I reroll, it's possible I see a multi-strike that I can't take. Multi-strike is the be-all, end-all of this. Yeah, it is. We got it, and we could afford it. We could have even avoided the previous one, but now we get an incant +2 on the God of the Unnamed instead, which is actually significantly better. Okay, I'm very pleased with how that worked out. Yeah, more things that are spells I cannot cast. Definitely Frostbite 20. Don't really care about the extra -2 costs because we're already playing all of those for free. Non-boss enemy units restore all health when they move up a floor. Okay, so all the Wilt Wings are going to die because of the Titan Sentry. The Dark Wings, however, oftentimes ends up behind all of the Wilt Wings. It'll be gaining armor the entire time as well, so it won't take any damage. Okay. I think with the multi-strike, we can do this now. So thank you, Nameless Siren. No, it's okay. It's okay. We can still do this. We can still do this. It's Titan, Nameless, Sentry. Okay, we did get the God of the... Sorry, I mistook it for the other shark. I thought it goes on that floor. It does not goes on that floor. I'll do the exact same turn, though, otherwise. Hup. 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 Got him. If I use Deep Offering, I might draw into the Titan without the ability to play it. Well, good news. I didn't draw into the Titan without the ability to play it. Thankfully, we finally got that. Engulfed in Smoke and then Titan's Gratitude. That's not going to be enough. Best I can do, though. Yeah, it heals all of itself as it goes up to that top floor. We were just short. A couple more incants on that top floor previously, and we would have been fine. As we can see now, we are pretty fine. Just making sure we eke out everything we can. Titan Sentry goes back on the floor for that turn. Yep. Okay, this fight went basically as well as it could have, I think. I think I should just cast everything on the top floor. Well, except this one. Great. That was not even slightly close. Feeling very comfortable about our final fight scaling now. Don't want any of that. Resin removal? No. No. Are we going to be choosing a Hellvent here? Specifically to get another Deep Offering. We could also upgrade the Deep Offering before doing so. That does look very appealing to me. It looks too appealing to me. We're going to do that. Let's look at the Merchant Trinkets first, though, just in case. Extinguish, no. Resin, no. Consume, doesn't really matter. We'll hit the reroll just in case. Okay. Obviously, Incant Seal was what we were desperately looking for there. Double stack. We can double stack, double cost remove this. We could actually have a stealth floor. Okay. I'm gonna throw the plus 10 on the Ice Storm just for funsies. Hold over. If I duped that, I wouldn't even be able to play both of them in the same turn. That has to have the decrease. Holdover Subsuming Blade has an appeal, certainly. Holdover Ice Storm has a much larger appeal, I think, though. Okay, so the first two cuts are pretty cheap. Then we go for the dupe, and I think it's still engulfed in smoke. So we are using stealth and rage against the Seraph the Chase, who is going to be purging us of, well, both. Did I know this going in? Yes. 100% yes. Still kinda feel like it's my best choice. Wow. Don't like that. Don't I like that? Maybe I love that. Maybe that's fine by me. That's actually really fine by me. I've completely turned around on it. Done a whole 180. Oh, that should have been on the Seraph to check. Well, it would have purged all of its frostbite anyway. That's perfect. It dies, so I don't even have to worry about the Ember Drain it would have otherwise given us. Now I'm going to have to worry about the Ember Drain, though. Although, look at this goddamn turn. Do I engulf and smoke this floor? Save myself Ember Drain next turn? I may actually do. We're still currently leaking big units, which tells me that I need the Nameless Siren to do more. So I need to hard cast all of the stuff I can on the top floor here. Probably not inclusive of that drip fall. Although now that the stealth is on this floor, the light wings are coming up. So thank heck that I have... Oh, don't come up, don't come up, don't come up. No! Okay, come on, Ice Storm. Got all three of them. Thank you, Ice Storm. Okay, so we just had pretty much all of our energy from that turn taken. Oh my god, this is exactly the right time for the Titan Sentry to die as well. Thank you, game. Okay, hold out a drip ball. Get him with the Ice Storm, and follow up with a Titan's Gratitude at the very end. Not even enough to kill the Guard of the Unnamed. We did it. Good lord, this clan combination. Oh. Certainly not my best. Certainly not. I'm glad we actually managed to get somewhere with it, though, eventually. With this, however, our Stygian Guard is now complete, so that means our Hellhorned, complete, our Awoken, complete, our Stygian Guard, complete. Next, we'll be starting on the Umbra. The Umbra have very, very fascinating clan combinations with a bunch of different characters. You can see here the completion I was just talking about. We're going to go back to the Penumbra, and that's going to be really interesting, because there are a couple of different Penumbra changes in the Herzal's Workshop update. So we've got 2 more victories that we have to get with them, with the Stygian Guard and with the Melting Remnant. And then after, we'll get to the Melting Remnant, who need to have a Rector Flicker victory. Oh, interesting. Little Fade has already got them. The Rector Flicker victory with the Stygian as well as with Hellhorns. There's also 2 more cards that I'm hunting for in the Clan's card collection, and both of them are from the Battlegrounds event, the Doomsday Apocalypse event. What's the name of it? I keep forgetting the name of it. It's something in that realm. But definitely can't wait for that. Let's hit this run summary and hit the generate challenge button here as well as I start doing the outro, and then hope that by the time it's done, the custom challenge will be loaded up, so that at this point, I gotta say that my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train, specifically Herzal's Workshop. There's a link in the description down below to all of my content on this game, past, present, and future, as well as the custom challenge code, which is ExpensesPoemsSeniors. Expenses Poems Seniors, in case you would like to play this run for yourself, maybe make some different decisions, or if at some point in a future video, you'd like to look down and play along with me. You can find that at the top of the description down below. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.